There's one chord type that's used in a ton of different styles, including jazz, folk, R&B, and even classical music. It adds beauty to ordinary chords and really gives it a classy sound. Well, in today's quick tip, I'm going to reveal this mysterious chord, talk about its construction, its inversions, and how to improvise over it. Are you ready to find out what chord type this is? Then let's get started. If you guessed major 7 chords, you are correct. Congratulations. So let's talk about how to construct a major 7 chord. Well, first we're just going to take an ordinary triad. Let's take a C major triad, which has a root, a major third, and then a minor third between the third and the fifth. To create a major 7, all we do is add another major third on the top, like this. Beautiful, right? Adds a lot of color to an ordinary major chord. Another way of finding a major 7 is to go down a half step. This is a minor second, but that is a major 7th if you invert it, like this. Let's go ahead and check out how we can use these major 7s in a common chord progression. Let's take a chord progression in the key of C major as triads. We'll go C major, which is 1, F major, which is 4. Let's go down to E flat major, which is flat 3, and then to B flat major, which is flat 7. Now let's take that same chord progression, but this time add major 7s. So if we make these all major 7s, now it sounds like this. A lot more beauty to it, right? So taking ordinary triads, adding that major 7, all of a sudden opened up those chord changes. One way to practice your major 7 chords is to play them in all the inversions. The root position, the first inversion, the second inversion, and the third inversion. Also, try them both as arpeggiated chords or broken chords and as block chords. And then after you've done that, try it in all 12 keys. But let's first start in the key of C major. So we're going to start by playing blocked chords, which means we're playing it all at the same time. And we're going to play them in all the inversions in the key of C major. So we're going to start with C major 7 in root position because the root is on the bottom. Then we're going to go up to the first inversion, C major 7, which means the third is on the bottom. So we have 3, 5, 7, root. Then we go to the second inversion of C major 7, which has the 5th on the bottom. 5, 7, root, 3. And then finally the third inversion, C major 7, which has the 7th on the bottom. 7, root, 3, 5. So altogether it would sound like this. Then you can go back to the root on top, and then go back down. After you play that in C major, try it in all the different keys. If you're enjoying today's quick tip, please hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more great content just like this. Now let's take those same major 7 chords in the 3 inversions, but now play them in a broken fashion or arpeggiated fashion. So we're going to start with the root position, major 7, C major 7, and then go to the first inversion, again starting with the third, second inversion with the 5th on the bottom, and then the 7th on the bottom in third inversion. So altogether it would sound like this. And then you can go back to the root on top, and then back down. After you played them in C major, try them in all the other keys. Another way to think about major 7 chords is as slash chords. Slash chord means we have a chord in the right hand over a root in the left hand. So for example, if I took a C major 7 and I took away the root, what do I have in my right hand? Oh, I have a E minor triad. So E minor triad over C is another way of thinking about a C major 7. Or another trick would be to go up a major third from the root and play that minor triad. Let's go ahead and try that around the circle of fifths. So let's go ahead and take C major 7. So again, that looks like an E minor over C. If we went through the circle of fifths and went to the key of F and did an F major 7, how would we find that? Go up a major third to A and play an A minor triad over F, F major 7. Let's go to B flat, do the same thing, B flat, go up a major third to D and play a D minor triad over B flat. Let's do one more, let's go to E flat major 7. Go up a major third from E flat, what is that? G minor over E flat, and take that throughout the circle of fifths. Another cool thing about major 7 chords is that you can take a major 7 chord, but if you change the root and keep the right hand the same, it changes the quality of the chord. Let me explain. So if I have a C major 7 chord and my left hand also plays C, but now if I change the root, let's say if I change it to an A, now what do I have? But I keep the right hand the same. Now I have an A minor 9 chord. Now the right hand becomes the 3rd, the 5th, the 7, and the 9 of A. What happens if I put an F in my left hand? Maybe like an F and an A, like creating an F major chord, but keep the right hand the same. Ooh, nice. Now I have an F major 7 with a 9th and a sharp 11. Ooh, that's really lush. Or let's say I play a D in my left hand. Oh, now I have a D13 with the sus, and there's a 9 and there's the 7. So it's a really cool technique where the right hand remains the same, but the left hand changes the root. If you'd like to get the downloadable sheet music and track from today's quick tip, please click on the link below. So after we practice these major 7 chords and all the keys, what's a fun exercise that we can do? Well, I'm going to show you a really cool chord progression that's using all major 7s, but I'm going to show you how we can improvise over it in 3 steps. The chord progression I'm going to teach you is called the Tad Dameron changes. Tad Dameron had a song called Lady Bird, and he used this great chord progression in his turnaround in that song. It goes like this. We start with the C major 7, we go up a minor 3rd to E flat major 7, then we go to the flat 6, which is an A flat major 7, and then to the flat 2, which is a D flat major 7. Now how does that work as a turnaround? Well, that's obviously 1 in the key of C major. The E flat is actually a tritone substitution of the 6 chord, A7. The A flat major 7 is a tritone substitution of the 2 chord, which is D7. And then the D flat major 7 is a tritone substitution of G7, which is 5. All that to say that it sounds beautiful when you put all these chords together. And I'm going to show you how to improvise over it coming up next. Improv technique number 1 is using these major 7 chords but arpeggiating them like this. But creating some interesting rhythms in there so it really sounds like improvisation and less like an exercise. Let me show you. So we're going to play with the track, and I wrote out this really cool rhythm in the right hand that's in a swing rhythm. And then the left hand, you're simply going to play those root position major 7 chords. Let's try it with the track. One more time. Improv technique number 2 is to simply play notes from the major scale corresponding to the major 7 chord in your left hand. So if I'm playing a C major 7, I simply play a C major scale. If I'm playing an E flat major 7, I play an E flat major scale. A flat major 7, I play an A flat major scale. D flat major 7, D flat major scale. But rather than just playing the scales, we're going to take notes from the scales and create melodies out of them. That's next. So for C major 7, I'm going to play notes from the C major scale. Then I go to E flat major, then to A flat major, then to D flat major. Let's try that with the track. One more time. For further exploration into major 7 chords, please check out Jonny May's quick tip entitled Major 7 Chord Exercises for Jazz Piano at pianowithjohnny.com. Improv technique number 3 is to play the polychord in the right hand. So for example, if it's a C major 7, I can play E minor, right? If it's E flat major 7, I can play G minor. If it's an A flat major 7, I can play C minor. And if it's a D flat major 7, I can play an F minor. So we're going to use that in a melodic way as we're improvising. That's next. So for C major 7, I'm using that E minor. E flat major 7, I'm using that G minor. A flat major 7, I'm using that C minor. Then for D flat major 7, I'm using that F minor. Let's try it with the track and swing it. Thank you for attending this quick tip on major 7 chords, a complete guide. I hope you really learned a lot about major 7 chords and how they color just normal triads, and how you're able to not only apply them and to practice them, but to use them in improvisation. Hope to see you on our next quick tip real soon, all right? Take care, everyone. So long.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the lesson, please let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out pianowithjonny.com. We have over 1,000 step-by-step lessons for all playing levels where you'll learn your favorite songs, styles, and how to improvise at the piano. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.